Welcome back. I'm still here with Zeinab Soleimani, the daughter of the late Iranian military commander, General Qasem Soleimani. We interviewed a daughter of someone killed by Washington, effectively, the daughter of Che Guevara, and she said that her father's death brought Cuba together. How has the death of your father brought Iran together?
Well, I don't know if you see the funeral. What happened in Iran and in Iraq was something, it's something so special in the history. You see how people come to the street and they are crying and they are sad and they are angry and they want revenge and they are waiting for an answer because they know what General Soleimani did for them. And they know so well why Trump ordered to kill my father. So after killing my father, America thought that everything will be stopped because they killed General Soleimani, the power of the Middle East. But they are so wrong. They didn't see the anger in the eyes of Iranian people. They didn't see their tears. They didn't see their sadness. And I have to say that General Soleimani has a military from people that they will take revenge from Trump. And they are so wrong. They are thinking this will be the end of General Soleimani. This is the beginning. And there is 1,000 people like General Soleimani are ready to fight like him, stronger, more powerful. And this is our power. And if they are thinking for that, they must know our people are united. And they will stand in front of such a dangerous powers.
But of course, Trump is gone in January, and it'll be Joe Biden who says he wants new relations with Iran, although his advisor said in the past 24 hours or so that he wanted a coalition to oppose Iran. Do you think it means anything that Joe Biden will be in the White House?
I have to say that there is no difference between Biden and Trump. They are the same guy, and they are following the same policy. There is no difference between them. Trump ordered killing my father, but Biden support that. So there is no difference. They have the same thought, and they are following the same way, and they are the same person. I mean, yeah, Biden was agree with Obama when they made ISIS. What's the difference between Trump and Biden? What will change? They are the same people, we're the same mind. There is no difference for us. I mean, Joe Biden cannot return my father. He can? He can't return it. So there is the problem we have with America is with their policy. This will not change. They are the same people, the same mind, the same way. And each one of them is worse than the other one.
There were commemorations across the world after your father was assassinated by Donald Trump. A lot of talk of revenge. But then only the other day, there was an assassination of a scientist in Tehran, just east of Tehran. Is it more talk, this, rather than actual action to avenge the death of your father?
You see, this subject for me is so tragedy, and it made me so sad to think about it, how they kill an innocent person in his own country. I mean, they attacked Professor Fakhrizadeh in our country, and they kill him in front of his wife's eyes. How they can do this? How they are not human? How they can kill a person who didn't do anything wrong and he was trying for his country? and they kill him so easily in his own country in front of the eyes of his wife. She was sitting next to him. What she did, what she did, I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. How they dare to come to our country and kill people so easily in the street? For which reason? And all countries are supporting them because they have their own, they have the same mind. All Western countries, they are helping them. They are with them, and they cross all the lines and come to another country. The same they come and kill my father in Iraq. They came to Tehran and killed a professor.
But there was no news here about Professor Fakhrizadeh working on coronavirus vaccines. We heard he was a nuclear weapons scientist. We didn't hear about your father fighting Al-Qaeda and ISIS. We heard about your father being a terrorist who kills Americans. What do you want the world to know about your father?
I mean, the picture they are showing from my father isn't absolutely my father. I mean, my father in the house was a father for us. He read many books. He studied in university, and he was a professor in university. And the only goal in his mind was keeping the world a place safer for the children. He go and fight in Syria to help children in Syria. He go for them to save them. And you know what's happening, what happened in Syria. I can't talk about it right now because the things happen in Syria are so make me sad to think about it. And how a person, how my father can be a person who wants to kill American people and people in Europe. How? He was saving them from the ISIS. He was saving them to don't let anyone to hurt them. He was fighting for them. How he can be a terrorist to kill people? He was saving children in Yemen that they were dying from hunger. How a person that call himself human can watch children doesn't have food? How they can watch this? And they are saying that my father is a terrorist. My father fight for all people to make the world a place safer. And I think the history, the future will judge about him. And they will know much more about him and what he did for them.
Saudi Arabia is, of course, accused of bombing Yemen. Do you believe another reason for Washington to kill your father was because he wanted unity amongst the global South against Washington policy?
Of course, yeah. I mean, they will do, my father make them angry everywhere. So they use anything they can do. And I know many reasons why they killed my father is not just for those things we talk. They couldn't do anything with my dad. They were failed. They were destroyed in Middle East. They were embarrassed. All their plans was destroyed. So, of course, they have many reasons to kill my dad easily. They took a life of an innocent person that was keeping a place safer. Of course, they will say we had much reasons for killing him.
What would you say to American soldiers who were in Syria or Iraq fighting Al-Qaeda, so they said, who fought apparently with your father on the same side? What would you tell them to say to journalists and their politicians?
For your question, I prefer to answer by a question. I like to ask American soldiers, why they are in Iraq, why they are in Syria, why they are everywhere, what they are looking for, why they are sending them. They are saying they send them to destroy ISIS. We know that they made the ISIS. So why they are sending innocent soldiers to death? You see, it's like a game for them. They create something and they send their own soldiers to get killed by something they made it. And they don't care for them. They don't care for their lives. They are just caring for the power, for the money, for anything they are looking for in that countries. They are looking for oil. And they have to know this will not happen.
Finally, I have to ask you, some are saying you could become a successor to your father. What are your plans now?
My plan is to introduce my father. Not the thing that Trump is saying, of course. I have to introduce my father to the world. That's my job. And that's my destiny. I believe I have to go this way to introduce my father, that who he was and what he did for people. Well, I'm planning to write something about him because I saw many books about him in English and other languages. They are not perfect. And many information on them are not correct. So, well, now I'm trying to make a book and write a book about him and introduce my real father, the real General Soleimani, to the world.
Zeinab Soleimani, thank you.
You're so welcome.
And that's it for the show. We'll be back on Saturday.